video. Like, I don't know if I want it. I just did it. Let me show you it. Guys, welcome to the healthy hair nut. What's this called? Hey guys, welcome back to J Spa. Welcome back to my natural healthy hair series. I hope you guys are enjoying this series, and tell me if you would like more and what kind of hairstyles that you would like to see from me. Today I will be telling you some good tips and tricks to have healthy, curly, natural hair, and these tips are very important, and I think if you're able to follow each step and really take care of your hair, then I think this will help you grow your hair and just flourish and be, you know, let's go straight into it. Okay, so I have my laptop right here and I'm just going to read off of it so that I make sure I don't forget anything and give you all the tips you need. So first, healthy hair is better than long hair. Just to let you know, it's way better than long hair. Focus more on getting your hair healthy and maintaining that. That's just my first point that I want to put out there. First tip number one is be gentle. We have the most fragile hair type, so now I'm just talking about like curly, coily girls. Like, our hair is very fragile, and if you have hair like mine, it's fragile. Even though it may not seem that way, it is. Even though we may do a lot of styles and we are very versatile, it's still fragile and it can break easily, and that's why it's usually harder to grow, harder to maintain length, because it's so fragile and it's easy to break. When you're doing certain hairstyles, be gentle. Try to take your time. Don't be so aggressive when you're combing your hair out. Just be very gentle with yours. Don't touch it too much, and don't let other people touch your hair, though they may want to. Just don't, okay? But yeah, just be very gentle with your hair, as it can get really tangly, and if it gets tangly, they get knotty, you touch it, it will snap. But you may actually be causing the damage to your hair yourself. So this also leads to my second tip number two, detangling strategies. So please stop ripping out your hair. Most of the time when we comb out our hair, we are already causing breakage. When you take your comb, you're already breaking your hair in a way, because your hair may, like I said, your hair is fragile, so your hair may already be in knots, and taking the comb may actually break the knot, or it may loosen the knot, which we want it to do. We want it to loosen it but not actually break our hair. But most times that's what happens, especially when you do not use wide tooth combs. When you use thinner combs, as thinner as you go, the more breakage. I would suggest that you finger detangle before anything, no matter what. Like, I stopped this about like 4 years ago. I just felt a difference when I started to finger detangle. Less shedding, I felt less knots actually, because for some reason when I would comb, I would keep going, right? But when you do it with your hands, you're able to be more flexible with your hair, and there's less knots. So yes, try to use a wide tooth comb at all times. If you are going to use a comb, I would always suggest that, no matter what, like whatever hair type you have, like just use a wide tooth comb. Part in sections also while detangling. If you have thick hair like me, you do not want to just take a whole section and start combing, because inevitably there will be tangles. Like, that's just crazy. Our hair is going in different directions. It's not straight, okay? It's not straight. So it's going all in different directions, and so you need to be able to, you know, separate it and get a section where you think all of them are going in that direction. Finger detangle, make sure they're all going in that direction, and then start combing. Also, when you're detangling, you need to start from the bottom. Do not start from the top, start from the bottom. Get the knot to the end and then make your way up. You do not want to start from the top, because then it's gonna be kind of rigidy. So detangling with wide tooth comb, use sections while detangling your hair. And one more thing, while detangling your hair, try to use a product. So if you're about to go into the shower and you want to detangle it before, use something like conditioner. I know you're going to shampoo, but use something that will help you make your curls looser. You don't have to use a lot, but something that's just going to make the process more easy. My third tip is deep condition. Listen, you gotta deep condition your hair. Like, if you have curly hair, you need to deep condition your hair every single time you wash it. And so deep conditioning your hair provides so much benefits, and it's so important because it brings you not only moisture, it helps detangling, which helps less breakage. It brings so much good things to your hair. It brings you volume. It's a treatment that your curls need. It's a refresher. It prevents damage. It promotes elasticity, nourishes your hair, and strengthens it as well, because all these deep conditioners that you usually get, they may have certain ingredients in there to boost your hair, like olive oil or avocado or proteins that is beneficial for your hair. Any deep conditioner, like you can deep condition your hair with your conditioner and just leave it in for 10-20 minutes. The whole point is that you're leaving it in for a longer time than you would anything else. I personally always deep condition overnight. I don't know, like that's just how I've been doing it. Okay, so on to tip number 4. Love on your ends and your scalp. Okay, so retaining length is a part of hair growth. So your hair is always growing, just to let you know. It's just about retaining length. Your ends are the oldest part of your hair, so you honestly need to always check up on them. Just look at them, see if they're okay, moisturize them, be gentle. And like I said, with being gentle, using things like putting on your bonnet and stuff, and not scrunching up your hair so much, not touching up your ends. You do not need to trim your hair unless you actually need to. Don't make anyone tell you that, oh, every 6 months trim your hair. Don't do it, because everyone's hair is different, okay? Your ends can be okay. Your hair may maintain more moisture than someone else's, and that's why they need to always cut, you know, and do all that stuff. But if you don't need to cut your hair, you don't. But that's why you need to always check up on them. See if you have split ends. See if your ends are dry and are not going to come out live again. Cut your hair if you need to. Get it professionally done. Do not use dull scissors yourself. Dull scissors actually can mess up your hair even more, because the way it cuts is not as sharp, and so you're actually allowing more split ends sometimes. So also your scalp, make sure you're moisturizing your scalp, and make sure you just find the proper needs for it. For example, I like to use, you know, like Blue Magic. I know it's so old, but I use Blue Magic on my scalp because before I was using oils, but it wasn't working. Like my scalp was dry, but I found something that has oil in it, but it's much of a thicker product. It's like a conditioning product that I use on my scalp. And even so, some people may not even need oil on their scalp, so you can be clogging up your pores and you won't even know. So see if your scalp is really dry, or if it's not. You understand? You understand? Okay, 5. Moisturize your hair. So when you find a good product that you can, even if you don't want to do your hair, you just want to put in a bun, but you want to put moisture in it, get a good product. And I do highly recommend the MIELLE Curling Twisting Souffle. I haven't tried their leave-in yet, but I'm pretty sure their leave-in would be as good as their twisting souffle. So finding a really good product to moisturize your hair is important. Also, check up on your hair to see if you need moisture. So in the morning, you know, when you wake up, you can spray a little water, add more leave-in conditioner if you need. So when you're moisturizing your hair, remember to put your leave-in conditioner, and then you can put an oil, and then you can put your curling cream. So remember, oil is the sealant, so you can either do it the other way. You can put your leave-in, your curling cream, then your oil to seal the whole moisture. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that you are doing it after you put something on there. Okay, so number 6, routines. Sometimes you have to change up your routine because it may not be working. And in order for your hair to grow, you need to understand your hair and learn your hair, because a routine that you may have been using for years may not work all the time because your hair is growing and changing and everything. And so switching things up helps. Like, you'll find new ways that actually work and benefit your hair. So trying to find your regime and just look for different ways of taking care of your hair is very important. Also, plan out how often you want to wash your hair, when you want to do your mask, when you want to deep condition is very important, because you actually put your hair in a routine. Your hair does learn that. Even when you, like, for example, if you start coiling your hair and doing that, your hair will naturally start to just fall like that because you've been doing it for so long. Honestly, beneficial if you just write things down and just say, every Sunday I'll wash my hair and do deep conditioning, because now you won't forget that your hair actually needs this. 7, pre-doing any style. So I know this sounds weird. It sounds similar to pre-pooing, and pre-pooing, let me just explain, is when you moisturize your hair, you detangle it, and you get it prepared to shampoo your hair. So like I said before I would just go and shampoo my hair, but now I detangle it with a conditioner and then I will shampoo it. So pre-doing your hair just means adding moisture and detangling your hair before anything you do. Number 8 is protective styles. So yes, you manipulate your hair when you do a protective style. So the whole point is that you leave it in for a long time so that it stays in that state for a while and it can just grow, and that you don't have to touch your hair. So doing protective styles are it's so good. They're so beneficial. But you also need to, again, know your hair. For example, I cannot do a protective style for more than a month. Like some people can do it 2 months, a month and a half, 3 months. I can't do that because my hair just always constantly needs so much moisture. And even if I do braids and try to put some products in while I have my braids in, it just doesn't work for me, and I actually get more damage sometimes when I leave it in for too long. When you're doing your protective styles, make sure that they're actual protective styles. So sometimes when you're doing braided protective style, it may be too tight, it may be too this, too that, and you need to know that because you actually can be causing more damage. Certain protective styles are just not protective styles, and it's not going to help. Even though they look cute, they're not going to help. Also, if you have someone braiding your hair, just tell them not to do too tight. Just give them the information they need to know to deal with your hair. Just like I said, pre-styling, making sure you do everything right before you do a style, that's what you would want to do for a protective style. Also, when taking out your protective style, it's a whole process. You have to make sure you're doing it correctly. If you don't, the protective style wasn't needed. Like, you literally ruined the whole process. So when taking out your protective styles, be gentle with your hair. Do it slowly. Don't just cut it wherever, not rip it out, because sometimes it can get tangly. Be gentle with your hair because it's been in that state for a while. It may even be dry, and so remember, when your hair is dry, it can cause more breakage, and so just be very careful when taking out your protective. Stop putting your hair in tight styles. So similar to like the braids I was telling you about, stop straightening up your hair in high ponytails all the time. You're putting too much tension on your hair, and your hair literally just wants to chill. It wants to chill. So stop doing so many slick backs, high ponytails. They look so good though. They look so good. Putting like, especially like got to be glue and all that stuff, like, girl, they already have so many chemicals in it. Plus now they're like stretching your hair. You're honestly just ruining your curls, and you're not allowing them to just grow naturally. Like, you're literally stretching, like, it's just not it. You don't want to be putting so much tension on your hair, as that could slow down your hair growth and also cause breakage, which means you're not going to retain length. And so try to stay away from a lot of manipulated and also tight hairstyles. So number 10 is learn your hair porosity. So knowing your hair porosity will help you to determine how to treat your hair in terms of how to use, I know this sounds weird, but like what kind of temperature water to use, the oils that you should be using, how you apply certain things. So I can only speak right now on low porosity. I used to have normal until I started dyeing my hair and doing all these things, but now I have low porosity hair, which means the cuticles of my hair are closed, and so when I do things now, I have to use warm water to actually open them up to put product in. And sometimes even when I'm deep conditioning, I have to put a plastic bag and a heater, because that's the only way that it's going to seep into my hair. If you have normal porosity, you can use cold warm water and things like that. So honestly, just search up the type of hair porosity you may have, and they will give you all the details. Number 11, protect your hair at night. Find a bonnet, find a scarf that's silk, and put it on your hair at night. If you need to wrap your hair twice, then do it. You remember, your edges are important too, okay? Back of your hair is important too. So if your bonnet's not getting that, put a silk head tie, wrap it, and then put your bonnet, okay? Keeping your hair protected at all times is important. Honestly, most times when I just get into my house, I'll just put a bonnet on or something, because I know if I'm on the couch, I'll be rubbing on it. And our hair, like curly hair, especially people with type 3 and up, so 3 and 4, our hair, as I said, is very fragile, and rubbing on cotton and stuff will just damage your hair. And so 12, my last and final tip, eat right. That's it. It's eat right. Eat right for everything, for your skin, your hair, your nails, everything. Your just overall health. Just eat properly. Like, eat your veggies, eat your fruits, drink a lot of water. It will make a difference. If you feel like you miss out on those fruits and vegetables a lot, try to take supplements like biotin. Biotin is really good for your hair. Multivitamins as well. Like, just make sure that you're okay to take it, so ask your doctor. But honestly, eating healthy does play a serious part in your hair. Your hair will flourish, like your hair will do good, especially if you follow all those steps. So that's it. And honestly guys, if you follow these steps, just sit back and let your hair do its thing. Don't just always be checking up and be like, oh, is it growing, is it? Just let your hair do its thing. Like, literally, don't stress. Stress causes more problems, and it's probably going to cause problems to your hair too. So just relax and let your hair do its work. These are all the ways to help your hair grow, prevent damage, and just let your hair flourish and grow. The shrinkage is real, okay? Like, I don't even care, like that's my hair right now, and I don't even bother to try to manipulate it all the time. I just let it do its thing. Like, as the days go on, like, my hair does get bigger, so I just leave it at that. But I don't try to impress anybody else with length and all that stuff. Just do, oh gosh, don't try to impress anybody with length. Do what's best for you. So yes, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember, enter my giveaway if you want to win some hair products. I honestly want to like get to know you guys. I want to see new faces and just interact with you guys more. So definitely leave some comments down below on what you liked and what you do to your hair to try to promote hair growth and just healthy hair. But I will see you guys. Bye.